Hi, my name is Tammy Fleur Gates, and I am the 6th generation in a consignment dynasty here in New York City. I work at Michael's, the consignment shop for women on Madison Avenue, and I'm excited to be able to bring Michael's to you and to the digital world. And so I'm here today with my mom, Laura, who's going to tell you all about our history.
That's really a fascinating story because this is an industry, a business model that goes back, to the 18th century, if not before. Tammy had a great-grandpa who made his home in the Ukraine and, the old country, and he had a push cart, and he used to go around the neighborhood and sell, found objects and whatever he could find to the local population. His son didn't want any of that. He wasn't interested in that kind of a lifestyle. He made his way to the United States, to New York, to the Lower East Side, where he opened his own bricks and mortar store, and he sold cast-off clothing and furs to the population in his community.
What I think is most interesting about this story is what your grandfather did, my great-grandfather. When he started to join the business, he actually went to Alaska to follow the gold rush, and with him he brought eggs wrapped in newspaper. He thought he would sell the eggs once he got to Alaska. When he got there, however, the eggs were spoiled. But the newspapers were extremely popular because no one had any news in Alaska at the time, so old news was good news. So he sold the newspapers. While he was in Alaska, he discovered that there was a market for the animal pelts, so he started shipping them back to his parents, who still had the store on the Lower East Side, and he was preparing himself for his future, which was to open the Ritz thrift shop on 57th Street in New York, where he was a furrier and he sold furs on consignment.
Grandpa Aaron was very successful with what he did. However, your grandfather, Michael, wanted to try something else, and he brought the business up to Madison Avenue and christened it Michael's, the consignment shop for women, in 1954. He opened his business serving primarily the well-to-do clients on Fifth Avenue and Park Avenue in the sort of silk stocking district, I think it was called in those days.
What's so interesting about Michael's history is that every generation has had the opportunity to have an influence and impact in the consignment model. First generation had the push cart, second generation had the small shop on the Lower East Side, third generation brought it up to 57th Street and created this luxurious market of furs. Fourth generation opened Michael's on Madison Avenue. To my mom, who was able to focus on only the finest things, she focused on the Chanel, the Hermes, the Louis Vuitton, to now me being able to branch out into the digital world and go beyond the brick and mortar store and go beyond the brick and mortar walls and bring everything digital and global. So that's a little bit of our history, and we're very proud of where we came from. We have a long history and we're excited about where we're headed. We're going to share a lot of tips with you on shopping and selling consignment and how to spot a fake.